on 8 out of 10 Cats, brains and beauty, Vorderman, king of the Edinburgh Fringe, Russell Kane, and their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, classy lady, Myleene Klass, best in show, Rufus Hound, and their team captain, Jason Manford. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about surveys, statistics, and this week, all things scientific. Did you know, for example, Hawaii is moving towards Japan at the rate of 4 inches every year. But whenever Japan turns round, Hawaii stops and pretends to be looking in a shop window. Only 47% of children can correctly identify a barn owl, although that rises significantly if it's nighttime and they're in a barn. And an American sex scientist has done a study to find the perfect female orgasm. He claims to be an expert in that area, but if he's such an expert, he should stop calling it that area. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation, and they've asked the British nation what they think are the top scientific breakthroughs. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5. Jason, Myleene, Rufus, what do you think are the best scientific breakthroughs?
I don't know. What do you reckon? You're clever. What do you reckon?
Oh, the glass is full.
That's it, the geek chic. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm probably thinking down the TV line.
Appearing on TV, yeah, you've made the right decision. I think it's a good way to go. Why not?
Television.
I'm thinking TV. I mean...
TV. I like the way you readjusted your glasses there, like brains.
I'm going up against the audience. I've got to.
Look, I've got glasses. Look at mine.
Gone.
They've got a bit of plaster on the end. They're
yeah,
from
yours
Primark.
are a lot older, though, aren't they? Though?
Yeah, they are.
You behave. Yeah. Behave.
So you're going TV is
television.
the best ever
John
scientific
Logie
breakthrough.
television.
I think my household.
He invented the telly, and I reckon he's looking down now and seeing what Katie did next, thinking, was it worth it? Really? Can anyone tell the difference between TV and HD TV? They advertise HD TV on the normal telly, and they go, look how brilliant it is. You go, well, I've got a normal telly, so I can't see how brilliant it is.
I can tell the difference between TV and HD, but the 3D is getting me.
You know the advert in the cinema? We went to see Toy Story 3 in 3D, so we had the glasses on, and they had an advert for, like, Sky HD TV in the cinema, and they were showing all the sports stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and they threw the ball, like the rugby ball, threw it through and it bounces out of shot, and then it bounces unexpectedly back into shot, and I spilt Coke on myself. Whoa! That isn't a good thing, to have TV that actually makes you go, ah. Do you think the TV's an amazing technological breakthrough?
Television is unquestionably amazing. Like, everything I know I learnt from television. Do you know, for example, that during the Second World War, despite there having been a television service, there was no television service that was shut down during the Second World War? That's an interesting fact. I learnt that from television. Do you know it's a shame, though. Do you know? Because they would have made some great programmes, I think, during the Second World War. Like EastEnders would definitely have been more interesting. Earrings everywhere.
EastEnders, the Blitz years.
How clean is your bunker?
What do you think of TV? Do you watch a lot of TV, Russell?
I come from a really working-class house. The TV dominated every moment. No one ever spoke. We had a TV on while we were eating, and then we built the extension when we bought our own council house. And my dad, he bought a dining room. He wrote, at least once a day, we will assemble as a family in the dining room and watch a slightly smaller telly, which he mounted on the wall.
My fella, he's put a TV in the bath. What's that all about?
TV in the
That
bath?
suicide bid or something. It's the last place it should go.
Over my bath, you know those little trays you have over a bath? I've got a little hob. I can cook stuff.
That's nice.
I've got floating salt and pepper.
I quite like that, dining in the bath.
It's nice,
That's a great idea.
Because it doesn't matter about crumbs. You know, you just wash yourself down. I can get ketchup all over myself, doesn't matter. I'm in the bath. I think more important, I think a more significant invention is the remote control. Because before the remote control, people had bigger families, so they always had someone to turn the television over.
The remote control also operates like the conch in Lord of the Flies. You know who the most powerful person is in any situation by knowing who has the remote control.
There's people watching this at home going, yeah, that's me.
My wife does this thing where when she tidies up, she'll put the place where the remotes go is near the telly. That's what she does. She does.
My girlfriend puts the remote on top of the telly. Because she's an idiot.
Yes. Doesn't go there. That's the last place it needs to be.
I don't mind that. I have mine on a bit of elastic.
What?
Attached to the television, so I take it, and I've changed the programme over, and I let go and go, boom, smack, back on the telly.
Doesn't it break the screen?
Yeah. I don't really think stuff through, Carol.
Let's have a look and see if TV is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs.
Did you try it?
It is. Yes, the television was invented in 1925 by John Logie Baird. In 1982, Channel 4 started broadcasting with an episode of Countdown, featuring a fresh-faced Carol Vorderman, then just 43 years old.
Excuse me.
Got your glasses again.
Less accurate without the specs.
Got mine.
Right, Sean's team, you're to guess. Great scientific breakthroughs.
Tell you what's an amazing invention.
What?
Is the microchip. Chips in a minute. What do you think?
Internet.
Internet.
Internet, interweb.
When was the internet invented? When?
The internet was
internet's recent.
1990, was the internet. Tim Berners-Lee.
Tim
Berners-Lee, and he gave it away for free. He gave away basically the architecture of it, whatever he called it. Because if Alan Sugar had invented it, he wouldn't have given it away. Mind you, it wouldn't fucking work either, would it? And I think it has ruined conversations. It's ruined a lot of conversations because, say, for example, you're in a pub and you're talking to somebody and someone said, tomato. They said, tomatoes, no, it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit. You would discuss that for 25 minutes.
Sure.
Well, the internet, someone just goes, oh, Google that.
Yeah.
And it's over. It's a conversation. Just sit there staring at each other going, oh, right. Or like, we were talking once about Def Leppard. You know, the drummer had one arm. Yeah. And we were discussing how they lost an arm. Was it a walrus or a tiger? I don't know. Did he fall out of a plane or something? And someone just went, oh, yeah, there you go. And it ruined it.
Don't you think that's
So what was
fascinating, though?
Yeah, I want to know he lost his arm.
Well, what was it?
I walked out. I stormed off. People say it's made our lives easier. It's certainly made it easier if you want to wank, gamble or win the Nigerian lottery. That's a lot easier. Because before the internet, if you wanted to win the Nigerian lottery, you had to move to Nigeria and start a lottery. It's made so many things much easier. Grooming children's a lot easier now. It is.
Yeah,
before the internet,
Oh, it's a
you
nightmare.
had to join the priesthood.
There's so much porn as a result of the internet, so many different types, that now they've all got, like, different code titles, like A2M and BDSM and things
Don't
like that.
ask, Carol. Don't ask, Carol. Don't ask.
You genuinely don't want to know much more fun if I show
No,
you
but
later.
it's just it had a vowel, a consonant, and a number. It sounds like my
Honestly,
kind of
you don't want to solve that conundrum. I take it from me.
We are the only country that consumes British-made pornography. Is Britain. Every other country consumes highly processed American pornography full of beautiful people having beautiful sex. And we are the only ones that, like, you know, sort of real scenes, no script, people emerging in groups from behind a Lidl. That type of thing. Maybe it's just too noisy to watch American porn in our tiny British houses. Like, how can the difference between Mute and One Bar be so much? For like...
I don't listen to it. I can't. I think there's too much swearing on porn films. I can't listen to it. I turn the sound down. I think you're both having a lovely time, and all you can do is swear. It's just... it's terrible.
I'll tell you what I like is that Microsoft advert. Have you seen that one that highlights private browsing? And he goes, imagine you're like buying a present for your wife and you go, yeah, that's what we want private browsing for, yeah. Yeah, so we don't spoil a surprise, yeah. What a load of shit. I've deleted history so many times, I don't even know who the Romans are now. Actually seeped into my own brain.
OK, let's have a look and see whether the internet is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. Yes, third on the list is the internet. Of course, the internet was invented by Tim Berners-Lee, who had the vision to look at a pornographic magazine and think, wouldn't it be better if this could also sell me cheap flights and tell me cinema times? Jason, what do you think are the best scientific breakthroughs?
I'm going to go for space travel.
Space travel.
I love space travel. In fact, I went all the way to NASA.
You went to NASA?
I wanted to see a rocket being launched and everything.
Did you go for your 21st birthday to NASA?
My 21st birthday, yes.
Do they not have a Cinderella Rockefellers near you?
I didn't organise it very well. I didn't see one.
You went on the wrong day.
Yeah.
We weren't releasing one on your birthday.
They didn't release one on my birthday. Did they release one for you, Carol?
They didn't have rockets when I was 21.
But you did see a penny farthing, didn't you? Go down the high road.
I do.
Would you go up? Because there's this thing, Richard Branson's offering flights into space now.
Yes,
He's
that's
selling
right.
them.
I think
Would you
you
go?
become weightless for, what, about 15 minutes or so? Absolutely.
It's £100,000.
Plus, you need your spending money.
You know, Carol and I go way back. We have a photo, Carol, you and I.
Oh,
we
yes,
go
we
right
do.
back.
We've got a photo of you two together?
Yes, we have.
Do we have it? Can we have a look? I've never been more disappointed.
Why are you dressed like a clown, Carol? Big shoes.
It was the 80s.
Why have you got a Mouse's Fun Fair?
I made that to get to meet Carol. Yeah. You were working on a programme called Take Nobody's Word for It.
Yeah.
And the call went out that they were looking for engineers, and I wanted to be a female engineer, and that you wanted us to make something out of paper.
That's right.
And I made a Ferris wheel,
Yeah.
and I came second because my cogs didn't fit. I haven't carried it with me or anything.
Maybe it might be a good idea to let that go.
I think I should.
It was a long time ago and it didn't matter then, so...
It mattered to me, Jimmy. It
Maybe
mattered
just
to me.
let that go. OK, space travel.
I think you've got to respect Neil Armstrong as well. First man to walk on the moon. The lads are behind him, right? And he's managed to keep his head sane and give it the full speech, you know, one small step and all that. No. I'd have to give it like the one small step for man, one giant... What the fuck is that? Buzz! Save yourself, got for the head! Nah, I'm only joking. Just fucking about. Just fucking about.
The thing is, he didn't get it right, did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't get it right. It's meant to be, it's one small step for a man.
A man, not
Oh, whoa.
You just got Vorderman. Sorry, Carol Vorderman.
You know, I think they missed a real opportunity with that dog, Laika, his first dog in space. Surely, if any dog deserves the name Rover, it's that one.
I thought it was cruel on dogs because you send them out there, and even when you looked at the footage of that dog going into space, you could tell he wanted to stick his head out the window. You could just tell.
They didn't build the rockets, though. A lot of people think that dogs got there first, like they beat us in the space race. We put a dog in a rocket. They didn't. The dogs didn't get together and go moving, like screwing things in with their paws like that, and zzz, like that, welding. Zzz.
It would. I do love the idea of aliens discovering a dog and going, "How did you do this?" Really? Because you just seem to be shitting everywhere. This is amazing.
Everyone talks about it's an amazing thing, but actually the only thing they got out of the trip to the moon was Velcro. They got Velcro, because it grows on the moon. They've nearly run out, actually, they're going to go back. That's why they walk. They're not weightless. That's actually how hard it is to walk on the moon. It's like this. It's like...
The thing I like most about this bit is you... Oh, no, you stopped. I thought you'd really committed to that because you were walking back like that as well.
Yeah, no, run out of Velcro.
Let's see if space exploration is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. Yes, space exploration is fourth on our list. Schornstein, top scientific breakthroughs. What do you think?
Is it that thing they have in restaurants that kills wasps? The blue thing?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think so far, because we've had internet,
We had the internet, yes.
yeah, and television, and
Yeah.
what do they both need?
So a big scientific
Electricity.
breakthrough.
Well done.
That's like a lesson
It
where you
is.
did that.
Electricity.
Internet and television, what do you need? Electricity. Yes.
Yeah, electricity.
Any thoughts
definitely.
about electricity?
Would you go gas or electricity on your hob?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it would be electric, wouldn't it? Gas would be dangerous.
I'll tell you what I like. My favourite bit of electricity is the... No, I like the energy-saving light bulb. I'm a big fan of the energy. You know when sometimes you want the room to be light, but in about 40 minutes? I mean, you don't need it light right away. What I do now is I just leave them on all the time. Sussed it.
The amazing thing about electricity was Michael Faraday, when he finally got a current to pass between 2 points, you know, within seconds there was a knock at the door. There was a man from Empower. See what I did there? And then I'll do another one in a sec. Before electricity, Curry's was a very dull place to work. I said all these things that didn't work. It's toaster. What do you do with that? Well, you put some bread in it, just leave it there.
I'm trying to drive more electric, so I drive one of these hybrid Toyota cars, and I crashed my hybrid car. And you know how quite a lot of policemen seem to be instinctively right-wing and automatically hate anything to do with liberal energy-saving motors, right? They're always a bit more angry if they pull you over and you're driving a Prius. And I was still in the wreckage. I'd crashed at 70 miles an hour, still like that. And the policeman came down and put his head into my Toyota Prius and went, "It's zero emissions now, isn't it, young man?" True story. Not my line.
You could have been going.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Let's have a look and see if electricity is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. Yes, the top scientific breakthrough is electricity. If you don't understand electricity, it is incredibly complicated, but you'll find it all becomes a lot clearer if you simply think of it as a sort of magical force that doesn't make any sense. Welcome back. We're trying to guess the top scientific breakthroughs. OK, one more to get fingers on buzzers. Scientific breakthroughs, come on.
Oh.
Surely, like, the pill.
What's an incredible scientific breakthrough?
A mate of mine said once, I don't know if this is a real story, but he told me this is what he said. He was in a pub, he said he had sex with this girl all night, you know, and next morning she was about to take the pill, and him, in his confident way, went, "I'd take 2 of them if I was you, love." I hope it's true.
I don't know if I should join this conversation just right now. But...
You are with child. Congratulations, first
Oh,
of all. With child is a lovely thing.
Oh, thank you.
So you forgot one day,
Lost
or...?
the pill. My favourite
Pill.
fact about the pill is
Delicious?
that it's delicious. I will actually eat anything right now, but yes. Apparently...
Tell us more about the pill.
What do you want to eat?
Apparently, because of the pill, because of the hormones that it releases, women now go for more feminine-looking men. So before the pill, we went for sort of gruffer, more masculine alpha types, and now we go for more kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio types.
This is true, apparently, yes. Because the body thinks it's pregnant, they go for a more homely, safer man who looks like he's not going to sod off. He'll just be with his GHD ceramics in the corner, chilling out. Because men play to it. We play to it as much as possible, don't we? Oh, look, I'm so feminine. Come over to mine. I might even be gay. We can drink vodka and find out. Suck me off! I'm sorry. That's a complete accident.
I can tell you it's not in our top 5, but the pill revolutionised the way that women control their bodies. Before its invention, our poor nanas had to take it up the wrong one. The pill comes in packets with the days of the week written around the sides to remind you when to use them. I have a similar system with my condoms. This year, next year, sometime, never. OK, one more to get fingers on buzzers. Scientific breakthroughs.
Yes.
DNA.
DNA.
The discovery, the unravelling of the DNA double helix, the Dundee Netball Association. That's easier to say than dionucleate...
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Yeah.
What he said.
I'm warming up my Welsh train station at the moment, I warn you. Clan Vepol, Queen Giko, Gudikon, Dol, Clan Tysilio, Gogogoch.
Hey!
Nice.
Well, you've pulled Carol Vorderman.
I can say lots of other words, Carol.
OK, DNA. Tell me more about DNA.
I don't know anything about it. I don't even know it exists. I reckon they just made it up.
Do you know?
I think they have, and it's given us a lot of excuses now, because now we know what we have genes for. We have the junk food eating gene, which apparently 2/3 of Brits have.
There seems to be a greater prevalence of the gene for unfitness in the UK because we've got more obesity than anywhere else. I mean, I think people are ashamed here to want to do fitness. You could quite happily in Australia go out your front door, fully lycra'd up, bandana, go for a jog on the beach, and people stop. How many Ks you done, mate? Have a great run. If you did that in Southend, you would have 10, 20 metres maximum for a white van just went wanker.
It's worth remembering, without DNA, Jeremy Kyle wouldn't know which of his guests to hate the most.
I think he only invented DNA because he didn't know how to get people to come back after the break. I love it when they do a DNA test on Jeremy Kyle and it's none of the above. So there's 3 guys there and it's none of them are the father, and they go...
Yeah, it's actually a chimpanzee.
I like CSI, though. That's good.
You know, apparently, according to CSI, because CSI's taught a lot of people about DNA and what it is and crime scenes and all that, and apparently it's totally revolutionised crime in America. If anyone does a murder now, they bleach everything because they know that they're going to find them with the DNA.
My nana, that's what she watches all the time, CSI Miami, CSI, the proper one. She said, I reckon if she wanted to get away with a murder, she could, my nana. If I ever go round to my nana and she's putting on gloves, like, with a knife, I go, I might leave it, nana, to be honest.
I don't understand why they haven't done more, though. They could have CSI Shrewsbury, CSI Bournemouth, CSI Luton, CSI Lincoln, CSI Newcastle.
CSI Luton would just be people who'd lost their shit at the airport.
I mean, it just goes on, doesn't it, the list? It's just you have to put CSI in front of a town.
Is that what you were doing there? I tried to break the code, but I couldn't quite see what was going on. Let's have a look and see where DNA came in terms of top scientific breakthroughs. Yes, the structure of DNA was discovered in 1953. Interesting fact, my uncle played a small part in the development of DNA to solve crimes. He was the Bolton Strangler, first man convicted.
You've got any relatives from the north?
No, he was the Bolton Strangler. He wasn't from Bolton, but that's where he went to work. So those were the top 5 scientific breakthroughs. Other scientific breakthroughs include the car. Cars are a brilliant invention, but there are downsides. If you put all the car parks in Britain together, you could concrete over an area the size of Birmingham. If you want to see what that would look like, go to Birmingham. And Darwin's theory of evolution. On the one hand, Richard Dawkins, Charles Darwin and Stephen Hawking claim there's no God and that man is descended from apes. But on the other hand, Gloria Hunniford, Aled Jones and Cliff Richards say otherwise. It's a tough call. Some modern creationists believe that God simply caused the Big Bang. Imagine, if you will, that the universe is Blackpool Illuminations, then God is Chico. So at the end of that round, Sean, Carol and Russell have 3 points. Jason, Myleene and Rufus have 2 points. So our next round is pick of the polls. Sean, Carol and Russell, you're to go first. What do you like the look of?
Oh, we like the picture.
The little child?
You've chosen the child asking a question. He is yours. In a poll to find out which scientific questions parents most fear being asked, where did I come from came second. What came first?
We're the only country where that would crop up near the top.
My daughter only asked me 2 days ago.
Right.
She's 3.
Well, I suppose in your current condition, she's thinking, Mum, come on, you let yourself go.
What did you say? What did you say then?
I went for the special cuddle. Mummy asked Daddy
Magic cuddle.
for the magic make a baby cuddle. Daddy
That makes
says...
it sound weird.
Really?
Yeah, I think it makes... I mean, not only from an adult looking...
She's 3.
No, she'll be fine with the magic cuddle, but I'm feeling a bit seedy.
I ain't fine to you.
Is that magic or normal?
You're not going to get anything out of that, lads. OK, so what's the scientific question that parents fear the most?
What is gas?
Why has Daddy got a hob in the bath?
Why do bicycles not work in the sea?
OK, I'll put you on the spot. I'll ask you a few questions. You've got young kids,
I
so
have, yes.
OK, you should be prepared for this.
Yeah.
Why is the sky blue? Come on.
I'd be like, how can you talk? You're only 1. Children are genius.
Reflection of the water.
Yeah,
in the
that's
sky.
what I thought it was.
Reflection of the water in the sky.
It's mice.
I thought it was
It's
that.
the mice with torches. Carol's. I'm storming it with Carol.
I'll tell you why the sky is blue, because sunlight travels through the atmosphere, airborne particles act as a filter, which only lets blue light through.
Right, go on.
Okay,
What's
all
your
right.
tick on that's that answered.
OK, that's that answered, OK.
Got one for me? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. What makes thunder?
No, it's when clouds have an accident. Well, they're driving around the sky. And they start, and they go, oh, whoop, scoot, whoa, whoa, poof, bang. What do you like?
When lightning strikes, it heats up the air to thousands of degrees centigrade. The hot air rushes away into the cooler air surrounding it. The movement of the air makes the thunder.
Like a crash, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Carol, I've got one for you. OK, how do microwaves cook food?
They vibrate the water molecules inside the food. Am I right?
Yes.
Very clever. Did you know what the my co-host on the one show is very Welsh. She's been teaching me some Welsh. Do you know what the Welsh word for microwave is?
Pop-ti-ping.
Pop-ti-ping.
The Welsh for microwave
The Welsh for microwave
Yeah.
is pop-ti-ping.
And you wonder why we think you're simple.
I think one of the reasons people have problem explaining scientific things is how science is taught in school. It was very badly taught in my school, with no interest whatsoever. For example, the chemistry teacher just made it just... I mean, the only thing I learnt in chemistry was how to say fuck off in chemical symbols. Which is fluorine, uranium, carbon, potassium, oxygen, fluorine, fluorine. Yeah! That's all I learnt.
OK, so let's get answers now. What's the scientific question that parents fear the most?
It's not about death. It's not about anything.
No, it's
like
about the weather.
Yeah, about the weather.
Why does the sun shine? Why does it rain?
Why does it rain is the question parents fear most. Yes, the question parents fear being asked most is how does it rain? When a child asks me how does it rain, I always explain, well, what happens is God cries when you talk too much. Number 2 on the list is where did I come from? And, of course, the simplest answer is marbles. Jason's team, what do you like the look of?
Well, since it's science special, we'll go to scientist, seems.
The scientist, OK. You've chosen the scientist. Have a look at this.
Some of the world's most dramatic scientific discoveries had unusual origins, a fact which might have inspired teenager Malcolm Pickard when he spent £2 on electrical equipment and built a snogometer. Building it didn't cause any sensation, although there were quite a few shocks when Malcolm introduced his invention to members of a Trowbridge youth club. So much so that there isn't any lack of volunteers to call at his home to assist with further development. Hold tight, just testing. Mother's got nothing to worry about because it's all child's play. But see what happens when someone just that much more mature gets to grips with the problem. Holy smoke.
The second lot of snoggers, who were they?
That was him and his mum.
Here's your related question. Most young people would rather be a scientist than a rock star. True or false?
False.
Definitely false.
Very false, yeah.
Completely false.
What about that guy who was a rock star, but now he's a scientist? Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
Oh, Brian Cox, yeah.
I wonder if he ever has a flashback to being a rock star when someone... You couldn't pass me that pipette, could you? He goes, I fucking played Wembley, you prick. Get your own pipette.
In fairness, he wasn't a rock star. He was a keyboard player in D. Ring.
You know.
I think he might have played Wembley, but the kebab house next to the roundabout.
I would say, because my daughter wants to be a scientist, she actually wants to go to Mars and catch antimatter in a net on the way to fuel the rocket. And then when she gets there, she wants to open a cupcake shop.
How old is your daughter?
18.
Did you drop her on her head? Russell, what would you rather do?
I was just a geeky kid, so I was always into science and answers and looking things up and encyclopedias and stuff like that. But I'm not typical. Most of the people are obsessed with the sort of the Heat magazine type image. Very confusing, the Heat magazine. Body image changing week to week, skinny, curvy, skinny, curvy, skinny, curvy, eating disorder, error, death.
I got spotted for the first time ever in Heat magazine. It said, spotted, buying some semi-skim milk.
Semi-skimmed. I imagine people in your hometown were going East Change.
When we knew Jason, he had lard in his tea. He'd get a spoonful of lard, he'd put it in his tea.
Most young people would rather be a scientist than a rock star. True or false? What are you going to go for?
False.
You're going false? What do you guys want to go for?
I think false as well.
Yeah.
OK, so you're all going false? I
Yeah.
can tell you the answer, incredibly, it's true.
No.
Yeah, it's extraordinary.
No.
51% of young people would rather be a scientist than a rock star. I can see why they'd rather be a scientist. First, you get the funding, then you get a favourable peer review and New Scientist, and then you get the poontang. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Sean's team and 3 points for Jason's team. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most useful thing for humans to evolve.
What about a database so you can remember every conversation you've ever had, like women have got?
I think it'd be good to have seasonal hair.
Nothing.
So, like, in the spring, it's quite sort of, sort of spiky and fluffy. Then as the summer, it gets longer and longer. And in the autumn, it starts to fade away. And in the winter, you're totally bald until next spring again.
No, you want it to be loads of hair in the winter, keep you warm, and then...
No, not if you live in Australia, Jason.
You're right, you got me there.
Most useful thing for humans to evolve.
Etch-a-sketch skin. So you can have all the tattoos you want, then when you don't want them... That's fine.
What's quite good about that is how it would work.
I might do that mime on Myleene.
Yeah.
I'd like a little drawer back there.
Why?
A little drawer, because I don't like carrying stuff in my pockets, sitting down. So you just have a little drawer, you go, put your keys in, bits and bobs.
Bendier limbs. I've bendier arms and they serve me very well.
You've got bendier arms? What do you mean you've got bendier arms?
I have hyperextended arms.
Let me have a look.
And they serve many...
Can you do anything else that grosses me out and also turns me on at the same time?
My legs slightly do it, but I'm not showing you.
You are. Most useful thing for humans to evolve, it's something that you wouldn't have to worry about damaging yourself.
Knife-proof skin.
Bulletproof skin.
Some crabs can do it.
Walk sideways. A shell.
Pincers. Like that. Like that.
Tastes delicious.
I don't think you're going to get it. The most useful thing for humans...
Tusks? Is it tusks?
You can just go...
I would love to have tusks, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but you grow
Can
legs.
you grow a leg or an arm?
Oh, regrow limbs.
That's the right answer.
You needed it. You got it.
Yes, the most useful thing for humans to evolve is the ability to regenerate body parts. My girlfriend can already do that. Every 2 weeks, she regenerates her moustache.
You bitch.
You look a bit like an 80s lesbian, don't you?
OK. Top person Brits would like to clone.
Jedward.
Pretty sure that's already happened, hasn't it?
Kerry Katona. Katie Price. Same thing.
Colonel Sanders, because once he goes, that recipe's gone forever.
Or what about Lady Gaga? I'd love to do that, just like, not so unique, are you now, love? Hundreds of people running around in meat dresses.
Very low cut, that meat dress. You can see her bangers. Thank you.
Not finished.
I'd clone myself. And I could go out drinking with myself. But what we'd do is we wouldn't actually have any conversation because we'd know what we're both about to say, so we just go... We just do this, keep going... Yeah, come on then.
Can you give us a sign now, just in case, next week on the show, you clone yourself in a week, and there's two of you sat there, and both of you going, no, this is my chair, I sit here, and you're arguing.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little sign now so I know it's definitely you and we don't kill the wrong one? I'll look
You
out
know
for
that
that.
warm, cheeky smile I've got?
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that. I'll write down turtle face. OK, I'll give you a clue. It's a sir, and he's very fond of animals.
Sir...
Very polite.
David
Willy Wonka.
Attenborough.
David Attenborough is the right answer. Yes, the top person you'd like to clone is David Attenborough. David Attenborough has created hundreds of memorable moments, like when you're watching a nature show with your nan and two animals start fucking and she turns to you and says, I miss your granddad. That sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means that the final scores are Sean, Carol and Russell have 4 points, Jason, Myleene and Rufus have 4 points. It's a dead heat. Everyone's a winner. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.